Okay, trying this one more time. All right, so we've got 1 minute after 6, and I'm not sure, I can't see it on the main page, but that's okay. Welcome to February 28th's weekly Facebook chat in the Gathered Masters. Oh, I was in the wrong place, that's why. Oops. There he is. All right, so I started and stopped and then started again, but that's okay. I think I deleted the other one. Hi, Jack. Welcome in. We've got some really interesting stuff to talk about this week. I was, again, strolling through some visits and found something very important. So I'm going to chat up a little bit beforehand, get some people into the room, and anyhow, let's see here. Get some folks showing up in here, and we'll start chatting. So we've had a pretty cool week. I've been watching the snow melt in our yard. Thankfully, it is starting to go away. I booked my flight yesterday to go to San Antonio to pick up my RV. One-way flights. We're going there. It's a little less expensive than I thought it would be, and I was very happy to be able to pick up those tickets. It's a little later than I want it done, but yeah, it is what it is. Jack McConnell is saying, "Hey Dave, hey Jack, glad you made it in." I'll give it a few minutes and some other folks will start showing up. And I think I had a false start because I was on the wrong page online, so I thought I wasn't in the right room. Duh. Anyhow, I had my phone on the correct room, but I deleted that one, so whoever got knocked out of that, they'll be back in hopefully, and we'll chat some more. So I'll be flying into San Antonio the 27th of March, and Joe's going to come pick me up. We'll go and hang out at his place for a couple of days and then drive home and start April off with our RV at home. That'll be very cool. Have all the things are being done that need to be done to the RV, and I've been in contact with the mechanic, so it's got new brakes, new fluids, new everything, and a rebuilt transmission, so it'll be taking us to the event this year. And I've got a few things that I'd like to do to it when I get it home, and that'll be fun. Right, so not much going on. We got a few more sign-ups for the conference this year. I found an advertising person that can do the banner ads and all of the flashy advertising stuff that we need done for this year, and he also does documentary type films, and I'm gonna talk to Joe about having him do some stuff for the event this year, because we haven't had it documented in a while, and it might be a good idea to have it done again. Might even be able to work something out with him. You never know what's going to happen. We've had a few videos made of the events, and some of them were in very low production. There wasn't very much production at all, so they're hard to come by. I'm sure there's a couple out there, and if I'd like to get a copy of one of the ones from the Yellowstone event. I haven't seen it yet. I know it's out there, but I just personally haven't seen it. Maybe Joe's got one. I just burned one of his. So, my mom came in and says, "Hello, everyone." Hello. Hi, Ma. Anyhow, cool. The subject this week is the 9 angels and the tree of life. And in the beginning of the work, Joe was getting visits, and he was putting them out on on the email for folks to see. And then we had started in probably around 98, 99, somewhere around 99, we started the Yahoo groups. First we had the Gathered Masters Yahoo group, and then that kind of went away, and we did Genesis 7 and Masters All. And there was some, I don't know, we one was for people who had been gathered, and one who was for people that hadn't been gathered yet. So it's still around, and I post the visits to them, and some of the folks that are no longer around still get some of those messages. Cindy Parfit just showed up. She's saying hello. So everybody say hi, Cindy. Excuse me. That darn cough is still hanging out. But the snow is going away, so hopefully my cough will go with it. So back in 1999, Joe was receiving a lot of visits during this time. He had begun to get visits again. This was after he was married when he first wrote the book On the Wings of Heaven. And that marriage had dissolved, and the Masters didn't really take too kindly to it. But that's okay. It was what was happening, and we moved through those things. And that's when Robbie came in, and we started having the events shortly after that. About 4 years after that, we started doing the events. But first, before we did the events, we needed to get trained to do what we were doing. And early on in the visits, they were talking about what we were doing, okay? So this first visit I was referring to from the 9 Angel visit is, okay, I had done some reading, all right, so I went down, way down there, okay. In the 9 Angels visit, Michael had shown up to him in Texas, and they started giving more training to Joe, and this was the first time that the Shekinah had basically come to Joe in like a full form. Let's see here. And she showed up as these 9 angels, right? And then it morphed into the Shekinah. So the 9 angels, including, the angels from the gate, Michael, and then her being the 9th angel that was created out of this. Okay, so he had kind of gotten a little dizzy, and he had dropped to a knee, and as he did, she said, she had spoken to him again and said, you're not supposed to do that, don't do this, and you've been told before, so do it no more. And he didn't mean to kneel before her, but she was making a point that you don't kneel before the Shekinah. It's not one of the things that we do. All right, so the important part that about this visit came next. The first things that basically she said was, I am not come to command you. I am come to give you gifts, and gifts to give to others. Okay, I said, not knowing what he, she, or they were talking about. These gifts are to heal your kind and the world in which you live. Your kind have suffered for too long. You will be given gifts to bring you all into the light of love. Wholeness will be with all. We will be with you and others to bring this to pass. What do you want me to do? Receive that which is given and give it out. I will do as you ask. How do I give it out? I mean, do I give it to the 7s and they do it? Joe, you teach that which you have been given, and others will be visited and shown what they will teach. I am come to show you that which you do is blessed. Be the gifts you are, and listen not to the lies of others. They truly know not what they speak. I understand what you are saying. I will live out of my giftedness the best I can. However, don't forget I'm only human and I can make mistakes. Yes, you are free to do that, and the time to come. You will be visited by each of us, and all others of your sevens will be visited from the church they are. Our time is done now, and we will visit you again. Tell them to make ready for our coming. I am come to make things anew. I will do as you ask, I will do. Teach only love. And then they came apart. So, if you were listening to what I said in there, basically they were telling us that get prepared. This is back in 1999. Prepare for our coming, okay? Tell them to make ready for our coming. Well, guess what? They're coming in June of this year. So, no matter what you've done, we're here, okay? So, we've been given a chance to prepare for this. We are where we're at. We're going to move forward. They've given us a tremendous amount of tools. It's important to go ahead and take that journey through the 50 gates. If you haven't started your journey through the 50 gates, it's probably a good time to start now. It's always a good time. That's always now. So that's when to start anything. This is really exciting to me because they, they're not going to tell us these things and not bring it forward. This is something they told us 20 years ago. This is 1999, 20 years ago, 2 decades ago. And the first thing they started giving us was the wholeness. Remember when back in 2012 we started getting the wholeness stuff? We received the wholeness stuff, and a lot of us could make each other whole. This is no small thing. We've got some really tremendous things going on. I'm very happy to see it. So anyhow, that's what that particular visit was about. And then the Tree of Life basically is the teachings of the 7 churches, okay, and how they fit with the angels, where the angels really stand, okay? So let's go over that a little bit. Even give us a little chart. Okay, so Smyrna goes to the red, goes to Laodicea, which is the violet, and becomes mercy. The Ephesus, which is the orange, stays in orange, okay? Stays in understanding, or in Ephesus, which is understanding, excuse me. And then the Pergamum, which is yellow, stands in the green position, which is actually healing. And the Sardis goes to the yellow position, which is the foundation, okay? The Philadelphian goes to the, which is blue, goes to the purple position, which is Thyatira, and that place is victory, okay? The Thyatira goes to the blue position, which is Philadelphia, and is wisdom, okay? And the Laodicean, which is violet, goes to the red, which is Smyrna, and that's strength. So these are things that, this is the place they stand with the 7, the first 7. You took a quick look around, and okay, so what they're doing is they're binding the gifts of each of the churches, okay? So that's why when you get gathered and you go to a 3-day gathering, they'll break you off into groups, basically. Not groups, but, this person is responsible for that person, which is generally the red and the violet go together, the blue and the purple go together, the yellow and the green go together, and the orange pretty much floats to whatever group they gravitate to. So they bring understanding wherever they go. They're really fun too. So, this is some really cool stuff, and it's pretty basic, so you should already have an understanding of it. If you don't have an understanding of it, there are lots of basic teachings within the first few years of visits. And simply reading them will help you understand, and then there are some complementary teachings that go with some of this stuff, so that, a lot of us have already learned these things, and we can teach it to you. There's people on the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, down south, up north, wherever. There's a lot of folks around, so we can start networking with each other and start getting things moving in that direction. So, let's see. We don't have very many people in the room, but that's okay. The live video is recorded, so we'll get as many people to see it as they want. Anyhow, I find this to be important information for us to go back and have a realization of what's been given to us, what's been said, and what we can do as a result of it, okay? They've given us a lot of tools, and the things that they give us is to bring back the healing that we once experienced. Actually, it's the total health, the optimum health. You know, we should be vibrating at specific frequencies, and we will very, very soon. And with the addition of bringing, you know, they told us they were going to be bonding with us. So, you know, this year when you come to the event and you go stand in your position in the grand formation, as we call it, the angel that stands with you is there with you for the rest of your life, standing with you. And it'll be the church that you are as. So, and you'll see where they stand. They'll teach you things. This is what she meant about your angel visiting you. Michael said that you will be able to, in time, be able to see these angels as Michael and Joe, as Joe sees Michael and as they communicate. So this is a big thing, because you can ask different questions that aren't asked, you know, things that you want to know, things that's working on you to help you move forward to where you can be a contribution in the planet. We're talking monumental stuff here. And I'm interested to see how easy it'll be to do gatherings when a bunch of people are running around out there with their angels with them. It might make things a little easier. You might be guided into a different direction of being able to handle these things. So, you just never know. You just never know. Okay, so don't have a whole lot more to go over other than this visit. If we have any questions, just type them in. Cindy, you usually have good questions. Jack, of course you have good questions. Could be very interesting, is what she says. Okay, cool. Yes, this event is more than interesting. It is something that everybody wants and has worked for. Everybody has wanted to be able to see angels, be with angels, and have an experience far beyond what we've already had. Early on, when the masters read that the angels will visit them and things of that nature, they thought they were going to be getting visits like Joe gets visits. Well, what we had to do was bring our vibration up as high as we possibly could and follow these instructions that they gave us so that we can receive these gifts when we are ready to receive them. You know, that's like what they were talking about with the sacred herbs. These herbs are given so that you can receive the energies that are about to be coming in. You know, they said something important early on. They said something wonderful is about to happen and there's nothing anybody can do about it. But what you can, not that you can do, but what you can show up as someone who's willing to be a contribution and contribute to yourself. They're inviting you to participate in the harmonies and the frequencies of the universe so that we can have oneness back on our planet in a way that we can't remember in this time, because we haven't been in oneness in quite some time. Actually, we never really have left oneness. Our consciousness has deceived us into thinking that we've left oneness. Okay? We've never actually left oneness. Our consciousness and our ego, our selfish self, all of those, the things that hold us back, that's what has caused us to not realize that we're in the oneness that we're in. It's on such a scale that has to have an equation in order for us to reach a frequency and a vibration to have it, the cog, move back into a balance so that it moves more fluidly. Okay, that's one of the things that Michael was talking about when the first teachings in Texas. Before, in 1998, Michael had given Joe some teachings in Texas, and he was talking about energy and how we think it is and how it actually is according to Michael. And Michael was talking about it's more of a fluid or a flow, okay? And it's like not water, but it moves like that. There's a motion to it. And all one needs to do is tap into that flow, and there you go. And you guys are tapping into these things on a daily basis. And every year when you come to the events, you're into that flow. So a couple of you folks are popping in. I don't know how much of the video you've seen, or if you're just coming in to where I'm at. Go back into the video later. I talked about a visit from 1999. It's pretty important that the visit is also on angelicgate.com under 1999. I don't believe this visit goes back that far on Joe's main site. We're hopefully getting that fixed. So, Dana Camp showed up. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope it's cold where you're at. It's freezing here too, but not like that. Anyhow, hope you're doing well. And I hope you're ready to go get your angel this year. All right, so we've talked about a few things about this particular visit, and then the visit moves. Oh, I was going back into the first teachings in Texas where Michael was talking about the flow of energy and how we can utilize this flow of energy, and what we call it is grace, okay? And when you get gathered, okay, they talk about becoming the gate of grace, okay? So when you set up a gate of grace, you could utilize that grace to pass to another. It's very easily done. When you get gathered, that grace is activated within you, and you can use it for yourself without the benefit of the gate, for yourself. And then when you choose to do a gathering, it activates something to where you can pass that grace to another person with ease, okay, without the benefit of the gate again. We do use the gate of grace a lot for work because it's just a lot easier to have that much more grace available. And it's comforting for the person that you're working with as well, and especially you. Lee Feathers here. Hello, Lee. She sent a heart. All right, so in the first teachings, they also went over the tuning forks and how to tune the chakras and how to scan the body. And when you get gathered, you learn the scanning process. If you got gathered at the event, you probably didn't learn how to do that. Somebody can teach you how to do it. It's really easy to do. Anyhow, it is a practice. Use a crystal and you meditate, and or you use a candle, and you learn how to scan through your hand. You imagine a hole in the palm of your hand, and you just look through that with your third eye, and keep practicing it. It takes practice. You're not going to get to Carnegie Hall the first time you jump on the bus. You might get kicked off. I don't know. Anyhow. Okay, so moving onward and upward, we do have some things coming up in the next few months. One, I'm going to Texas to pick up my RV, and I'm flying out there on a Wednesday. So in March, we'll be having a live broadcast from Joe's living room over by the Michael painting and the Indian artwork that he has there. And he did a couple of paintings in there as well. Colors and dots. It's in the gathering script. So if you have a gathering script, you can learn how to do the scanning through that, because you'll be teaching the people that you gather how to do scanning. Carol and I are flying to Texas, and we're picking up my RV and driving back. So it'll be fun. I can't wait. Got brakes, got new fluids, got everything. And Lee's been out and in. I guess I hope the reception's good for you guys. It depends on where you're at, apparently. Some people can get into the chat, and some folks haven't been able to get in. but it is on the live video. So Carol on an airplane, yep, she'll be okay. It's only a little puddle jumper going down the road. It's not a big deal. We got a small layover, but we don't switch planes. It's gonna be easy peasy. It's easy. So anyhow, I just flew to Minnesota and back, and everything went great. So yeah, it was good. It was very cold there in Minnesota. It was 18 below. So all right, so a few more things that are happening. Jose Valdez has just shown up. Hello, Mr. Jose Valdez. Got a couple of things coming up. Joe is having an AccuTuning class. If you want to learn how to do AccuTuning in a proficient way, he's doing an AccuTuning certification. It is, in my opinion, I think it would be worth your time to do. If you haven't learned anything about the tuning forks, go take this class. It will put you up to speed with tuning forks. Yes, it's $3,000. Yep, and you will be very proficient in AccuTuning and not have to use needles or anything like that. It's it's taken me years to develop an understanding of the AccuTuning, and I'm still learning on a daily basis, but this will put you in a position to where you're like fast forwarded. He's got some tricks, hints, and things that you don't just learn from the books. I've learned them over the years because we speak all the time about these things. I'm thinking I might want to do one too, do a couple of the classes and teach some people, because you know, not everybody can go to Colorado. Some people just want to go to California because it's warmer here. And we have recreational too, and I'm funner. I'm a pretty good teacher. So, and we have other people that have mastered the art of AccuTuning as well, and they can teach it. We have a few quite very gifted people that I've been in contact with. So, anyhow. Oh, goody, our weekly smartass is back. How cool. So, all right, so I plugged the Joe class. Most of the people in the room, I believe, are registered. So if you haven't registered and you're watching the video after the live chat, please register. It's probably a good idea. Anna Casper. Hey, lady, haven't seen you in a couple weeks. A few weeks, actually. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're ready to go meet your angel here in a couple months. I was just telling everybody what's going on in the last couple weeks. We talked about the topic, and now we're just sort of going on Dave freestyle. So we're only 30 minutes into the thing, 29 minutes. We're good. I got over a half a cup of coffee. Everybody's happy. You're welcome, Anna. So, what can we do to prepare for this year's event? You know, it's really important to get balance. I just talked about, Anna's asking about, what about Joe's classes? I just talked about them. I just talked about the classes, and it's coming up in April, and he'll be doing them in Colorado. Anyhow, I was talking about the Genesis group. Sorry, I'm seeing people type in, and it's kind of making me stutter for a second. Joe's classes are coming up in April. It's AccuTuning. It is filling up. He's only teaching probably 15, maybe, or so people. He's ordered the books and all the charts and all the things that you need. Check his, give him a call if you're interested in it. I think it's worth it. You're going to learn a lot about AccuTuning. Don't worry, it's not the only one that's available. There's other classes that will be available as far as AccuTuning and AccuTuning certification. I do a tuning fork certification class. It's not AccuTuning. I teach a few other things, but AccuTuning is one thing I can do as well, and I'll be doing them as well. And they'll be coming up very soon, hopefully. um, let's see what else we're doing. I think that's about it. The 50 gates is important to go through. If you're not already going through them, get the book, go through them. If you need a book, it's on angelicgate.com. Has its own little page. If it's on the left-hand side, down at the bottom, it says 50 gates. Click that, tells you what it is. You can order your book. Boom, gets mailed off someday. One person ordered a book. I believe it was Sheila. She ordered a manual from me, and I made a mistake and sent Joe the wrong email. I thought it was I got goofed up, so it took her about 3 or 4 weeks to get her, maybe a month or so to get her book. But we've got a system down to where that's not going to happen again. As soon as you place the order, the book will go out on the next available day that's mailed. So I had to put it aside for a while. Okay. You know, not everybody's going to make it through the 50 gates. And if you need to put it aside, that's your choice. You're the one doing the 50 gates. There's no rules to this. However you want to do it. You know, this is not easy work. And it's, you know, it's an inside job. So you're responsible for what you choose to do with the work. It's not a big deal what you choose, what you do with it. You know, but your participation will give you results, and the more you participate, the better your results will be. Or, you know, if you're desiring certain results and they're not happening right away, keep digging in. Oh, Lee Feather saying the internet here is wonky, so that's why she's coming in and out of the room. Anyhow, yeah, a lot of folks, when we first got the 50 gates, they couldn't even get through the first week, so don't worry. Do your best. Do what you can. And, you know, love yourself. And, you know, take another trip through, if you have a hard time getting through the 50 gates, take a trip through the Book of Bricks. It will help you. Because that's the solution to all of your problems, is the Book of Bricks. So, you don't have to believe me. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything, but this is what I've used, and this is what Michael has said can help you. Go ahead and do that stuff. So, again, this work is not easy. I've been here for 24 years. I've seen people come, I've seen people go, and it's tough. So, she read it 3 times. Just work one gate at a time. One gate at a time. Just take one. You don't eat a pizza in one bite. You eat a pizza a slice at a time. Same with the 50 gates. That's why you do one gate a day. Don't look ahead. Don't look behind. Do the best you can with what you got. That's all I could say. All right. So if you don't have tuning forks, now would be a good time to start thinking about getting a hold of some, because we're going to be doing a lot more work with tuning forks and oils and stuff like that. Got a feeling we'll be having some processes coming up. Joe's got plenty of the Da'oth oil, so if we get a landslide, I'm hoping we get a landslide of people coming to the event this year. It would be really cool to have a large setting. And this year is not going to be like any other year. This is more of a preparing you to receive the angel that will be standing with you for the rest of your life. You know, I'm hoping that Joe's not going to have a whole lot of outside speakers and stuff like that. I've already expressed that several times. I think it's more important for us to buckle down and really get into what's going on with the angels and what they've given us. I mean, geez, we've obviously missed over a lot of stuff, and which it's not a big deal to them. You know, they're not going to get caught up in the pettiness that we get into when we quarrel with one another over things that we have no control over. And we did have the control in the beginning because they gave us the way of doing the thing, and we chose not to do it or do it our own way, and we got the result that we got. Now we're mad at the angels about it, and it's like, stop it. Don't worry. You're getting your angel anyway. It doesn't matter where you are, where you stand. If you just came in today, you just learned about Joe's books today, or the visits with the angels and the gatherings, don't worry. Show up to Colorado, you're getting your angel, because everything that you've done throughout your life has prepared you for this time. And when the Shekinah says, I am come to make things anew, she ain't joking. She's given us things that we can do, and we can do this together. And I think that we'll be moving through it a little more rapidly. We got to be really kind with ourselves. It's difficult work, looking at yourself and overcoming the obstacles that you've set in front of yourself. Realizing that, it's not their fault, and it's not your fault. Fault has nothing to do with any of this stuff. It's how you react or respond. It's how you respond to what you have. And learning to respond to what you are. And you're a gift to this world. You really are a gift. You bring things to the world that's brilliant, genius, inspiring, awe-inspiring, And a lot of times we don't take the moment to sit and look at what we have actually done in the world. And then we could go create more if you want, Hey, Tanya showed up. How you doing, lady? How's Utah doing? Cool. Very cool. So anyhow, take this stuff as you can. Do what you can with it. And if you guys choose to go out and share this stuff and get some gatherings going, I'm on your side. And if you guys choose to not go out and get things going and get some gatherings going, I'm on your side. So, that's the cool part about this work. We can be on each other's side no matter what. No matter what. We can be in support of each other in one way, shape, or form, whatever you can do. And it doesn't matter how small it is, things go well. So, anyhow, I'm kind of wondering what else to talk about, because we're at such a cool spot right now. We've been given some things that we can do, we can go into the Da'ath, we can go into the different Sephiroth, the trees of the tree of life, the different the spheres of the Sephirah. Maybe that might help you when you're working your 50 gates. If I know Cindy can go into the Da'ath, and you can also go into the other places if you have the forks available. I don't know that you have the forks, though. I don't think you do. But if you had them, you can go into those spheres, and it will help you. It will help take you through those 50 gates as well. So, are the regular tuning forks on eBay the same as the ones that you and Joe sell? It depends on the manufacturer. Not all tuning forks are created equal. There are cheaper sets. There are more expensive sets. The steel seem to be more expensive, although they're more fragile. Joe chose to go with an aluminum alloyed set, and the company that he found that makes them has been making them since the 1700s, and they're not, they're really good at what they do. Now, they're very accurate, okay? The thing about the tuning forks that Joe orders are they're accurate. And if you want to buy them online, there are other people that order Joe's forks from India, and that's tuningforktherapy.com. Her name's Francine Milford. Bless her heart, she's just probably trying to make a living and do her thing, but she's taking somebody else's idea, and she's kind of goofing up a little bit because she doesn't know how to use the forks. For one, the frequencies might be a little off, and when she buys them from India, now, okay, so here's the difference between the tuning forks that we get and other tuning forks, okay? Our tuning forks are accurate between 0.005 hertz. The other tuning forks, it depends on the manufacturer. Some are good and some are not so good. But what we found in India, they have a frequency range of 2 to 10 hertz. That's a big swipe. So it's not as accurate as you would have with these particular forks. And we buy the best. And if we're not going to get a substandard product to do God's work. It's that simple. It's like the oils. He's not going to go buy a cheap oil. He's going to buy the best that he can find. Not necessarily the most expensive. He's looking at the quality, okay? That's what we're looking for, okay? Would you use a cheap tool to fix something? You know, it's a difference between going to Sears at Craftsman or the Snap-on truck. You're going to be paying 5 times more at the Snap-on truck, but that Snap-on tool is going to be with you long after that Craftsman been bent and brought back to the store several times to be replaced on its lifetime warranty. So anyhow, same goes for the tuning forks and the oils. Well, you're not going to find the oils elsewhere. You may be able to find the tuning forks, but the frequency could be off and they do lack color. We're not only dealing with frequency, but we're also dealing with light, sound, and color, okay? So the colors are important, especially in the chakra sets. You can find the harmonic spectrum for anywhere from $80 to $250. Ours are $185, I believe. They've only gone up like $40 in the last 20 years. So, you know, the increases we get is when our tuning fork manufacturer gives us the increase. It's not mine. I don't talk to these guys. This is all Joe. Joe does the tuning fork thing. I'm just a representative. I don't get, if you buy from Joe, I don't get nothing out of it. Okay? If you buy from me, I get something out of it. And rightly so, because I promote this. But I'm not, you know, he didn't come to me and say, hey, I need you to do this. I'm doing this because this is what I do. Anyhow. But I rather enjoy it, and I've become quite helpful to some folks over the years, and I hope to help a lot more people and get out of my way so I can do this thing. You know, get out of my own way so I can do this thing. So, and help you guys to do this thing. Be in participation. And on several occasions, the angels have said they give us these tools to do things that we could not do without them. So, yeah, you could do the stuff without the tuning forks. It's just going to take you a lot longer, like going through the gates. It's recommended to use the frequencies when you go through the gates. If you're not going to be using the frequencies, the difficulty level goes up exponentially. You know, it's like, let's look at it as a video game, and you get to choose what difficult level you have. Okay, so your very basic is the most difficult. That's not using any tools. Then you pay a little bit more and you get, you know, some of the tools, and then you got the advanced, which is all of the tools. You're going to fly with all of the tools. I got the tools over a period of time. I didn't buy them all at once. It's like eating a pizza, man. Slice at a time. And it's like peeling an onion, man. You know? Anyhow, I don't want to turn this into a big marketing thing, but you do need these tools, and it is important to get those things. As well as, while I'm talking about tuning forks, might as well talk about the clay that I make. The stars that I make are important because they keep your oils fresh, for one. You can use them the stars have points. You can place them on your tuning forks to focus frequency in accutuning and in other types of methods, like tuning the chakras and things of that nature. It's like a laser beam, putting it at the end. You take the star and you put it at the end of the fork. Bing, it shoots it out a lot more efficiently. If you use it for water, it'll turn water into water. Makes it thin and sweet and hydrating. It generally takes 60 to 90 minutes for regular spring water, bottled water, that kind of stuff, even tap water, to reach your body on a cellular level. If you treat the water with one of my little stars before you consume it, takes about 10 minutes, and they last forever. It will hit your body on a cellular level in 5 minutes, and it'll hydrate you, so you don't have to drink as much water. So you're not drinking 2 gallons a day, or even 1.5 gallons or a gallon. You know, you can get a couple 3 8-ounce glasses of water will hydrate you pretty darn well if it's structured. So anyhow, might as well plug myself while I'm plugging everybody else. Also, if you like these videos and you like what I'm doing, you want to see that I keep doing this stuff, There is some cost associated on my end for the websites and all of the information that I provide. It's not huge, but there is a donation button on the front of angelicgate.com. Please use it. So, especially now that we're coming up on going to get my truck, I'm out of money there. You don't have to pay for that, but other stuff would be good. All right, so Joe's got his AccuTuning class coming up. Really good one. If you're new, it's something that I would really highly consider. Yeah, it's not an inexpensive class, but it's not really expensive if you look at what you're getting out of it. You're coming out of it with, if you choose to use this as a career, you will be making $120 to $200 a session, depending on how you do your thing, because you're using essential oils and tuning forks and a lot of knowledge, and you can do well for other people as well, and you can do good things for other people as well as be compensated properly in the process, because one of the principles is I will receive, as a child of God, I'll receive fair compensation for work or healing I created by my hands. So, you know, it's okay to do that. Anyhow, and all these things cost money, so you might as well, if you're going to be investing in all these things and you're going to be sharing with other people, you might as well keep the connection rolling, because money just means energy. Or you can trade whatever, man. Billy goats, I don't care what you trade. I take weed and trade all the time. So, and it's legal here, so if you're not in a legal state, don't mess around, okay? Get to a legal one. All right. Yeah. All right, so Jim Parfit's got his weekly bit of wisdom over here. He says, get plenty of rest tonight, because tomorrow you begin a 31-day march. Yeah, that's pretty corny there, bud. All right, so maybe I should just block him during this hour. Kathy Rankin just showed up. All right. And we got about 12 minutes until we wrap her up. I don't know, we might go over again. I don't know. Smells like my dinner's getting ready. Mom's making some chicken rice thing that I love to eat. Not big on chicken, but I like this thing. She makes good stuff. Wow, we got a lot of folks in the room, and we've gone over a good deal of stuff. So if you missed earlier on, just go back to the beginning. He's laughing his butt off. Yeah. Whatever, man. That's corny. All right. If my buddy James was here, he'd be laughing too, because he's just as corny. Oh, wait. They have the same name, huh? Jim. And they're both... Oh, wait. I know one Jim is... James is orange or FC, and the other one I'm going to accuse of being that, because he's always cracking jokes and can't be in a bad mood around him. He's really like the best salesman I've ever met. Put him in my booth, and hopefully he comes this year, because I'd like him in my booth. So... Kathy Rankin says, hey Dave, hugs to you and your beautiful wife. Right back at you, Kathy Rankin. All right, so we're coming up on an hour. Anybody got any questions about what we're doing, how things are going? I believe we're up around 65, 60s, upper mid 60s as far as registration goes. Amy McCain. Amy McKay. I don't know that I know you, but hello and welcome. Glad you're here. It's coming towards the end, so you might want to catch the beginning of the video. Anyhow. So as we get closer to the event, don't know how many, if we're going to need any visits beforehand. We got plenty to do. Lots to do. This year, the event is in Colorado Springs, which is a nice central place in the U.S. We're trying to get more central as far as easy for people to travel. The hotels that we're finding, the hotel we found is pretty awesome. I like it. I've checked it out. I've not been to it. I've been to it online, and I would recommend you look at it too. It's not under construction like the last couple that we've had. But the main thing is getting there and coming to receive your gifts. It's time to receive your prizes. You know, it doesn't matter if you just started yesterday or been here for 24 years or even longer. All right, what is the status of the herb book? Is in limbo. There's a couple of things I got on the desk that I can't get off the desk at the moment. That's just where we're at with that. So I'm going to take a deeper look at it probably in the morning this evening. I got a couple other things I need to do and get handled. But tomorrow morning I've got some time, and I've been working more and more on I've written a couple of classes that I'm going to be doing, and just looking at places to go do them. You can invite me out. I've got we do a lot of I do all the teachings Joe does, with the exception of the Shekinah thing and the Metatron class. I don't do those. That's his gig. But I do everything else. If you want to know about tuning forks, I do those. If you want to know about the essential oils, I do that. If you want to learn the very basics of this, I do that. If you would like to learn how to, you know, incorporate these things in your life, you got it. I teach acutuning and the chakra tuning. Just the chakra tuning alone is amazing. It's amazing. So anyhow, I also do the Fountain of Life class, and I do the 7 wounds. The 7 wounds, I'm going to go over it real quick. There's 7 wounds that everybody has, and when we were going through the wholeness facilitator class, where we were learning to pass the wholeness blessing on to others so that they can pass it. Only a few people can do this, like 30 of us, not very many. But we had to go through this class, but there was a part in the class that was most impactful on us, and it was when Joe had healed and sealed the 7 wounds that we each have. And after some begging and negotiation with Michael, he had agreed to allow us to learn how to heal and seal the 7 wounds for the masters. And then, of course, we have 11 gatekeepers running around out there. I'm one of them. There's 6 on the East Coast. I said 5 last time, and there's 5 over here, actually. So there's 6 on the East Coast and 5 on the West Coast. That will be getting up on the website as soon as we can get the updates going. Ken has been way busy with his art and showings, and manifestation book is going off the rails. So be patient with our updates on Joe's website, because Mr. Ken is the guy that's doing that, but he's, you know, boy, oh boy, that guy. I bet he wears running shoes. Every time I see him, he's got these really little slipper-looking things on, and he's always on the go. He needs some running shoes. All right, so we're coming up on the hour. I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. I do have more encouragement for you. If you haven't done your gathering and you would like to do one, we have a gathering script. Joe has a hard copy available, or you can get the file for free. Might as well get the file from me. You can print it out yourself. It's not something we share with people that haven't been gathered yet, because they can't do a gathering. It's the only thing. There's only 2 things that people that haven't been gathered or have yet to be gathered can't do. The first thing is have a gathering, and the second thing is stand in the formation. But we can remedy that if you come to the event and haven't been gathered. So we got solutions. You know, that's what we have, is solutions. And you know, that's a good thing to know, that we have those in a world full of so many problems. So anyhow, I think that we're right on schedule. The world's dress is being blown up. We're getting to see how people actually treat each other out there, and it's not really pretty. Hopefully they will change their ways and stop it, and we can start moving through life with ease and grace, because that's what we deserve, and it's right here in front of us. And in the beginning of this video, I read part of the visit that talked about what is about to happen. The angels told us what was going to happen, and it's at that part of the video. So in the first 5 minutes. That's about all I got. Let's see here. Let's take a look at Mr. Calendar. All right. So next month we will be meeting on the Thursday the 7th. Same bat time, same bat channel. No, same bat. Same gathering time, same gathering channel. I don't know. I did watch Batman the other day, and boy, is it corny. I love that show. All right, so next Thursday, the 7th, it's a new month. We're marching forward. And humans must choose love if our planet is to survive. Well, you know, they don't know how they can choose love, but with the work that the angels have given us, we have a lot better chance. So, like I've said before, it's an inside job. As you turn on your light, the moths will be coming, and it's love. I gotta tell you, we're gonna be pouring all kinds of love all over everybody. Damn, have to bounce out. Much love. Okay. I'm bouncing too, kids. So as usual and as always, my blessings, my gifts, and my deeds are of you. Bless your hearts.